Pro boxing fans, we are here. It is fight week. Adam Azim, Ohara Davies with me. Johnny Nelson. Johnny, you've got your top share open like we're in hot climates. How are you feeling, mate?
That's how we roll, baby.
Talk to me about this fight. The question I wanted to ask you first of all is Ohara Davies potentially a harder opponent than Harlem Eubank?
Yes, he is. I think Ohara Davies has boxed at a higher level. Ohara Davies has got a better knockout ratio. Ohara Davies is more familiar with Adam, and so therefore the chances of Ohara Davies getting the better of him because he knows him better are much higher than anybody else. I think the further this fight goes, the more it suits Ohara. Reason being is because O'Hara's the more mature out of the two. Adam's sharp, he's fast. He said he's 40% of the fight he wants to be. That means as the fight rolls on, there's more chance of him making mistakes as the fight goes on. A couple of mistakes he's working on, streaking, and that's what O'Hara's got to be looking at. I actually didn't think we'd get to this point because when we did the first press conference, O'Hara was throwing every toy out the pram. But then he's turned up, he looks in great condition, he's worked hard, and he looks like a truculent man that's thinking, oh, I don't care what you've got to say, I'm just going to do my thing.
Just talk to me about Adam. We've seen a lot of Adam in a very short amount of time, but what do you make of Adam's progression, and what do you make of him at this stage right now, 22 years old?
Well, you see, the fight game, you're going to get judged and you're going to get critiqued as you're maturing through your career. Every fighter's been through it, and Adam is no exception. And so, in doing that, Adam's got to, you know, he's just got to listen to his people around him, pay attention, stick to his game plan, develop slowly but surely. I think this fight is a perfect crossroads at this stage in his career if he's going to be the fighter we all expect him to be.
Interesting. About this, I do want to talk about the boxing whilst I'm here, but another fight that I want to talk to you about, Beterbiev Bivol. I want to talk about that fight and your way that you scored it, because when I speak to different people, it seems to be that they saw it in a different way and there are different people winning it. How did you see that fight playing out?
It's subjective. I think Bivol Beterbiev started and finished the fight at the same pace, whereas Bivol started the fight at a certain pace, dropped down in level, so that's why the back end of the fight, you know, then people are arguing why or how it could happen. Beterbiev was smart enough to turn it on the last 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds of the first half of the fight to try and catch you out of the judges, then turn it on the last minute of each round, the second half of the fight. So you can see why the scorecards are subjective. Everybody has their opinions on who won and who didn't win. I do believe if Bivol and Beterbiev fight again, I think Bivol will win a lot more clearly then. But Beterbiev is strong, he's tough, lives the life. That's why he can do what he's doing at 39 years old. Not many fighters are capable of doing that. So it was a good fight. I thought it was a clever fight. Two smart guys in there.
I do want to talk about Fraser, Clarke as well. A devastating loss to Fabio Wardley. A great win by Fabio Wardley. We saw that fight only at the start of the year, I think it was, and it was one of the fights of the year. Tats for one of the fights of the year. Did you expect Fabio to come out as fast as he did, and as
all the way before that fight stage round 13? The last fight was so exciting, so enthralled with everything. They left everything in the ring. It can only pick up where it left off, and I think he's taking the shine off what Fabio did, because he was like 2 stone lighter. Look what he did, how he dismantled Fraser, and I think what took the shine off the fight, the devastation of the knockout, how it was, and there's not, I don't know anybody in boxing that has a bad word to say about Fraser. So I think that's what they're commenting on more than anything, how the fashion of the knockout worry about for him moving forward. But you know, it was a great win for Fabio. Fraser himself has said he's never been hit that hard by anybody. So that's just how it is.
Ben Whittaker seems to be taking a lot of criticism online. What's your message to Ben right now? Because there seems to be a lot of people saying, look, he might have wanted to stop the fight at the point because he might have been losing. People got silly names for him on social media, but what's your message to Ben Whittaker right now?
Ben Whittaker's going through another learning part of his career. It's not just about developing physically as a fighter, it's about developing mentally, becoming hard to the criticism you will get, becoming hard to the haters and the lovers. He's got to concentrate on what he's doing. Ben Whittaker needs to understand that He's a talent, but talent alone, you need someone to guide you, to put you in that position, to pull you back when you get in the corner, to have some wise head on you that you're going to listen and respect. So, and I've said it before, I can remember boxing Michael Murray. It was moved from a 10 round to an 8 round fight. I was trying to knock him out, and we were crossing swords, swinging shots, and I got back to the corner. Brendan went mad, said, "What are you doing? Boxing, that's what you can do." I think Ben Whittaker boxes him, he gets the fight done. I think that the stage was made for Ben. Ben knew that, he had the chance to shine, but he was trying too hard to impress instead of just being Ben. It came to the unfortunate incident in the 5th round, it was. And maybe, I do believe Ben was getting tired. I do believe he was becoming more flat-footed as the rounds rolled on, because he was doing more of the work. And maybe with him being fatigued, that's why he went over. So it's subjective in regards to the injury. You said it's his ankle, some of us thought it was his back. Only he knows. But at the end of the day, he lives to fight another day. We've seen this happen time and time again. And remember the abuse and the criticism Alexander Usyk got when he boxed Daniel Dubois. He milked it. Then we could say the same about Fraser Clarke. If Fraser Clarke had that wisdom, that mind to say, you know what, I went over the ropes, let the referee break it, let's step back, let me clear ahead a bit, but he didn't, got straight back in there again. So maybe Ben's had the gypsy warning. He's gone out there, he thought, right, I need to listen, calm down and concentrate what I'm good on. He's going to take criticism because everybody has an opinion as if he's faking or whatever. Everybody has an opinion. They'll call him every name under the sun, which is a good thing because it makes him a better fighter. More bitter, with a chip on his shoulder, or go out there to try and prove something. People are still watching. People will be still intrigued about him and take it. But now you've got to get to a point where, and I'm quite sure Ben doesn't really care what most people say, but it's about him. He knew how he felt in that fight. He knew what he should have done. He knows sometimes it's better to why give a man a chance that shouldn't have one. He gave his opponent a chance that when he shouldn't have done. Ben's a better boxer, but he stood there trying to punch him out, fight him. Why do that? It's a lesson he's learned. It's a harsh lesson, but let's just see how Ben deals with it, what he has to say once the fight's done.
You're talking about harshness. Even when you were fighting at the point, people were, saying that maybe you weren't a great fighter. I know what you did, but you were getting a lot of criticism at the time. Different eras, social media, a lot more attention on fighters. But how did you deal with it? Because I know there was a lot of things said about yourself.
You've got to have the right people around you that understands the game. It's all right having your mates around you. Oh, you'll do because it suits me. You need the right people that understand the game, that get you to believe in. Once you believe in you don't care what anybody says because you know what you're capable of doing. When you doubt what you're doing, then what people say might seep through, might get the better of you. But it's just having the right people around you in your ear, and you've got to be strong, you've got to be thick-skinned. That's just how you've got to be. And some people can't take it, and when it happens the first time, they walk away. Stick it out, then you'll fight with a chip on your shoulder. Then you'll get to the point where you don't care what people say about you and box to the best of your ability. Your success says it all. Everybody has an opinion.
One thing I actually remember from one of the interviews that we did in the past, you were talking about a fighter and you said he's a great motivational speaker, but he's not a great motivational believer. How hard is it to get that belief? Whilst you could be in front of everyone and show that you're good, how hard is it to sort of believe that?
But by getting the job done. When you're there and you look at what you believe in, what you've done, look at your achievements, look at how you got there in the first place. It wasn't by luck. It wasn't because somebody wasn't good. It's because you were better. It's self-validation. Once you believe in yourself and truly believe in yourself, you think, and you've got every reason. Yeah, I did that. No excuse for that. I did that. Take away all the trapdoors of excuses for why you don't belong there. So once you've proved it to yourself, it doesn't matter. You're going to get so many people telling you what you can't do, but they've never done it. You're going to get so many people having an opinion on what you do, and they've no idea how to deal with it. But once you've done it and you believe in yourself, that's what it is. You've just got to look in the mirror and think, look where I've come, look what I've achieved, look at all the commitment I gave behind closed doors to get to this point. I deserve to be here. Once you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter what anybody says. 1,000 people could say it. As long as you know, that's why you're special. That's why you're in the position you're in.
Final two from myself. Whilst I was in Riyadh, there was an altercation. We saw it in the ring as well. Conor, Benn, Chris Eubank Jr., Johnny Nelson. Do you want to see that fight? If that fight was happening, do you want to see it?
I definitely want to see that fight. Of course I want to see the fight. I want Conor Benn to get his situation sorted out some way or another and get the fight. Of course I want to see it. And anybody that says I don't want to see it are lying. You know, Conor Benn will have his critics in regards to this situation. It just needs to get dealt with. Let's get on with it because you talk about Conor Benn and then the next subject is the issue that's going on. Let's just concentrate on the boy's boxing ability, and you know I can't find people that say they wouldn't, or I believe say they wouldn't be bothered about seeing it. It's a good fight.
Do you feel like it's got the same attention as the first time around, or how do you feel about this a couple of years later?
Both young men have grown, both young men have matured, both young men, they've just got to keep going on the same path. This fight, you've got two men that want to fight you, so I think even now, you know, it's built up that long, the anticipation is there. People want it, people want to see it.
It's the final one, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, December 21st. Tyson's come out and done an interview where he said, you know, the first time around there was a cut and we were, you know, they might have been a bit held back in regards to sparring because it was a big payday, there was a fine and everything else involved this time around, and they showed on Fight Night, that there was no cause for concern. It did open up. This time around, do you feel like because of that, we're going to see a different Tyson Fury because he's going to maybe have better preparation?
I think if he's done exactly the same thing he did the last time in preparation, exactly the same thing will happen again. I believe Tyson Fury would win the first fight if he got out there and fought him as well as boxing. If he goes out there to box exactly the same again, he's going to get done. He's got to go out there, use his size, use that fighting man ability he's got, and drag him in to a messy fight and do it that way. He wins. That's it. It's very simple. The excuses are, well, this happened because of that. I'm not having it. There's no excuse because it's not cool, man. You know, most fighters say when they lose, I'm not going to give excuses, but so that's a justification for giving an excuse. It's telling you guys what you want to hear. I think Tyson Fury knows where he messed up. I do believe he'll box very differently. He'll fight very differently in this fight.
Final one, and I'm going to let you go on this one. Rumours about Chisora and Miller are popping up online. What do you make of that one?
Chisora was at the back end of his career, so I'm quite sure Derek will want to be in a position where his last fight or last couple of fights are lucrative for him, and that way he can fill the O2. They can get people in and get paid well for it. So will it capture the public's imagination? Yeah. Is it a winnable fight for him? Yeah. So why not?
Cool. Johnny Nelson, always a pleasure, mate. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.